So, Glenn McDonald here with David Poritz. Did I say that correctly? Awesome. We just watched the film Oil and Water. So, what drove you towards activism at such a young age?
So my drive towards activism at such a young age really happened in kind of an organic, natural way. Through the Amherst school system, I was exposed to these issues that I really felt were wrong and incorrect and needed to be changed. So through exposure and through learning about these different challenges, I became really impassioned to want to make shifts and make the world better in regards to these issues.
The film did an excellent job of showing you and your plight. Do you have a little bit of a different understanding of like oil companies and like their methods? Because a lot of times we think, big oil, evil, blah, 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 blah. But you're doing something that's really kind of, that's really forward thinking and trying to work with them as opposed to always work against them.
So, yeah, absolutely. So through my work, both with oil companies as well as groups that are traditionally opposed to oil development, I came to understand and really appreciate the nuances that are associated with these relationships. And I've come to appreciate the fact that there's many people in the oil and gas industry who are really advocates for more sustainable development and advocates for the creation of more ethical communities and ethical activities. And I think that through that and through my engagement with those companies, I came to see that they play an important role and we need to find ways to work with them and we need to find ways to collaborate with them rather than always opposing them.
Yeah. And equitable origin, I think I got that right too. That's one of the ways that you are doing that. Tell us a little bit about that, and in the film we saw it. So just give us a little bit. How's the fight going, basically?
Sure. So equitable origin is the first stakeholder-supported, consensus-driven certification system. So it's similar to fair trade or organic certification, and it's driven specifically at finding solutions in the oil and gas industry. The idea behind equitable origin was that if you can create measurement and comparison, you can actually say and show how certain operators are doing things better than others. And we've just completed our first certification, which was a huge milestone for us, and hopefully that's the beginning of a process of really comparing and highlighting leadership such that the companies that are underperforming will be pushed and pressured to improve.
Cool. So, okay, in that plight, what's next? Since you started, this is the beginning of things. What's next for you?
Well, we hope to create a global system and a global standard. So we hope that the EO 100 standard, which is our core product, can eventually become the global standard for environmental and social responsibility in the oil and gas industry.
That's cool. So we got to see that you met Hugo just for like kind of briefly in the movie. Have you had more extended contact with him in recent years?
Yeah, so Hugo I consider a friend. He's someone who we've developed a relationship through the making of the film, and I think that our interests are increasingly aligned. So I hope that I can have the opportunity to continue working with him both in the very near term, but also well into the future.
Cool. I guess last question is, you're from around this area. How are you enjoying coming back here, and how are you enjoying the festival?
Well, it's been wonderful to come to the festival, and I always love being back in Amherst and the Valley. I find myself continually drawn toward this area the longer I am away from it. So it's special to be here. I'm really glad that the film was able to be shared here because the story really starts in this part of the world.
Well, we're happy to have you. So, David Poritz with Glenn McDonald for the Northampton International Film Festival 2014.